Good morning, everybody. We are here with the Sunrise series of Ask a Painter live shows. It is firmly into the spring now. The days are warming up, but not very fast. In fact, I think we just set a record for cold in the morning here in Minnesota last week. So still chilly, but beautiful days, bright days. I'm staring out from the Slavic house here across my native prairie, and there's big fat robins floating around everywhere. The grass is waving in the breeze. It is cool, but it is beautiful and it is bright. So we're going to be adjusting the Ask a Painter live schedule. Hopefully I'll be catching you guys as you're waking up, as you're having your coffee, as you're driving to work, depending on the part of the country that you're waking up in here. Thought today I would talk about a few things before I hit the road. As you guys know, Friday is my work from home day, and typically in the winter, I focus a lot on ideation, strategy, vision, and things like that. Take a little time to be quiet because it's normally not light until like 8 in the morning. So you're sitting here in quiet ideation and contemplation. But spring and summer is go time. It's execution time. And I know this from my company where we ramp up almost 2.5x in the summer versus 1x in the winter. And what it looks like is we'll have about 25 humans in and around the company in the winter, and at peak max efficiency, we're at about 55 humans in the field. So there's a time for vision, strategy, contemplation, ideation, and then there's a time to just get stuff done, because all the ideation, strategy, and vision is being done so that we can execute in the summer. And we run basically two business models, a break-even or a loss model in the winter, and then a profitable model in the summer. And that's just dictated by the demand around me, the size of the business, and all that other stuff. So a couple things I want to talk with you today I just got back from Kansas City last night for some master's classes. Amazing time. I'd love to recap that. Also, we're going to talk about the spring ramp up and some ongoings here. And but first, I want to talk about the PCA events. I have now formally included all of the dates, times, schedules, everything in the notes for Ask a Painter. Instagram, you guys are watching two separate live feeds, so we can go vertical, not horizontal like in Facebook. And you're going to have to go to Facebook to see all the full show notes and things like that. But Facebook, you have a link to the events. All the fall events are laid out by type of event: residential, commercial, women in paint, PCA and Espanol, craftsmanship, and the PCA Expo. I have locations, I have dates, and I have a link to all that stuff. And I'm planning out my fall event calendar around master's classes and other things, and I really hope to see all you there. When I was in KC yesterday, I met about half a dozen people who I saw from all these other events. It's great to make friends. It's good to see familiar faces, share knowledge with each other. It was an absolutely awesome time. PCA membership as well too. I have a link for that up there. As you guys know, everything you know about me had its origins in the PCA, the education, both painter and business training, and as well as all the humans who were there. So Justin Myers, really hope that SW has you back to KC again sometime soon. I couldn't make it yesterday, but hope to make the next one. Oh, there is one of the coolest humans I've ever met in the industry, Damone. I believe he is the sales manager in KC. He is just like a vibrant, bright, caring human being who loves paint, loves painters. He's always my point of contact in KC. They have a new district manager there, and he's talking about bringing me back in Q3 to KC. And I made a personal promise to him because he's been such a good patron of mine. He cares about his painters so much. I'm going to come with all new content, all new stuff that Kansas City has never seen before when you guys have me back. So Justin, stay on Damone, stay on your team, and we're going to get that stuff going. Jeff Adkins, my buddy from Virginia, West Virginia. Good to see you, man. I am emailing. There's about 6 more Sherwin-Williams district managers that I'm still emailing with, trying to confirm dates and times for master's classes for the rest of the year. Steve Collins is one of those that I've been emailing with, and we're still trying to nail a date down like that. So apply a little pressure if you like. And if any of you guys want a master's class in your area, you drop me a note, drop me an email, and I will help you take care of that. So, okay. PCA events are announced. I hope to see all you guys there. Glad we can spend a morning here before we get after it. My Fridays right now are, it's it is one of those like hashtag work from home days, but I have a full list of stuff to do and I cannot wait to get to it. My protege, my right hand, and somebody that I'm grooming to be the successor to the business, young coordinator Jack, who is in college, has about a year and a half left of college, give or take. He comes home today, and it's like this great day where the young protege comes home, and we are going hardcore in training with young Jack today. I'm grooming him to learn the project manager role and the estimator role so he can fully understand the roles here. And we've actually given him, this is a really cool thing. Each year we ramp up and we have about 8 people, 4 crews of people who just do decks, fences, porches, our stained process, our wash, brighten, stain process. And Jack, I have given Jack the responsibility of being the captain of that business unit. So what's really interesting is that Jack is 21, give or take. He is going to school for entrepreneurship. He is currently the coordinator of my company. He's going to come back and he is going to command 4 crews of humans, 8 humans. He's going to do the estimates for that thing, the decks, the fences, play sets, porches, things. And he's also going to project manage them, schedule and everything else. So what's really interesting is that this young college kid, not only is he going to do coordination for a $3.5 million company, he is going to run a business unit that if you broke that business unit off alone, these 8 people plus Jack, that little business unit would be in the top 1% size of the industry. Now, that's not saying that this is an amazing thing. This is just saying that's the weird thing about our industry. But young Jack will be running a business unit larger than about 95 to 99% of all other paint businesses in the United States. And it's going to be really cool because it's this big training thing. He loves doing this. He's really good at it. So it's like the prodigal son thing. He's coming home today and I can't wait to get after it. We're going to go hardcore with SOP training, estimator training. We're going to get his schedule down. All our deck crews start coming back next week. So we're going to get those ramped up. We're going to get our pressure washers out. We're going to get our sprayers out. We're going to get our chemicals out, outfit our 4 vans, and we're going to get after it today. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. Splash Painting, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks to everybody watching on Instagram as well, too. Awesome to see you guys. So Jack's coming back today. We're going stem to stern with that. I have all my normal appointments. I have some mentor meetings today. We have meetings with my inspiration partners. These are my friends and other people around me. I think we have 2 of these today. There's people who inspire me and we kind of hold each other accountable to things. So we're going to intersperse those in there today. And then of course, we are firmly in the kids activities sort of thing. So we have 4 kids. There's choir concerts, there's gymnastics, there's band, there is track meets, there are baseball games, they are honor society things. And we are like tonight, I think there's 4 events and me and my wife have to literally make like a military operation to see divide and conquer. And then we swap kids. Like you saw his baseball game the other day. So I'm going to this gymnastics thing now. And so we kind of go back and forth. So it is a busy life. It is a great life. And over the last couple of years, I'm so glad that I have been working with all my performance coaches, mentors, and partners to figure out, life's purpose, prioritize all these things so that we can actually put some boundaries on time. So while it is a busy life, it is a wonderful life. And I've never been more present with all of this stuff before. And speaking of present, Kansas City, I've gone to Kansas City to support the Sherwin-Williams district 2 years in a row here. And we've been doing a very interesting thing, which we've been presenting estimating and marketing master's classes. And what's really cool is that I keep that index, as you guys know, of anonymous pricing experiments. I keep an index of prices for, like they keep an index, look, there's a consumer price index where they take like milk, eggs, bread, cheese, and they track the prices over time to see inflation and increases and decreases. And they use it as like an indication of the economy and stuff. What I do, I've been keeping a price index for a whole bunch of years on a basic bedroom wall project, a basic cabinet project, and then a full exterior. And I track these prices for all the major metros and some non-major metros all over the United States. And I've been doing it for 5 or 6 years. So we can see trends in prices, we can see regional differences, and then we can aggregate them and see the big stuff here. So what was really cool is we set up a 2-year experiment in Kansas City where last year we did the anonymous pricing experiment, and then we did the same thing again, and doing the same pricing experiments. Excuse me. And what's really interesting is that over the 3 projects, what we saw was I'm going to try to do this from memory. We saw a 19% overall price increase of the wall project. We saw about a 10% price increase in the cabinets, and we saw about an 8 or 9% price increase in the exterior prices as well too. So now, while this is not a perfect experiment, it is the only one that exists, and I am consistent with it, which means like I can't change up the jobs that we estimate because then you'll get different data. But I've been doing this for a lot of years, and it's been really cool to see that even though, 70% of the room is changed out, it's not the same humans who come to these things all the time. 70% of the room gets changed out, and we can still track with wisdom of the masses and the crowds these price increases, and you can sense the market price of these things. So what I really pride myself in these master's classes is there's different levels of things. Ask a Painter, you guys just get this. It's free. It's 10 years out there. There are the master's classes in person where I present deep wisdom, deep knowledge, and we have deep discussions about what we do in the business. And I typically only give some data and some knowledge in those things in person for people who will take a day. And then there's Mastering the Basics, which is my 8 educational videos, 20 templates, and my personal support, which is master's classes plus those templates. It's in a form where you can just consume these educational videos every time. And each one of these sort of things, then you step up to the retreat and then you do some other things. But each one of those things it's not the same thing, just in different formats. Everybody gets something different in all those things. And we can go deep in the penetrating of the ideas on one, and we can do a cursory one on the other. We can do overview. It's just a really, really interesting thing. But one of the things I pride myself on is I really like to give people value when they take the time to interact with the things that I do. And that price index is one of them. You cannot get this data anywhere else in the industry. Yes, you can ask ChatGPT or Claude or all this other stuff, but you know what that is. They're going to skim Home Advisor. They're going to skim Home Depot, Angie's List for these prices. And we know what they are. They're all out of whack. They're all over the place. I am doing original research in these markets, and I have done it over the course of many, many years, and we've created this price index. So long way around to saying it's like the Zillow of paint jobs, where you can hover over a house and tell what to charge for something or what a house is worth. We do that for painting, and it spurs on a lot of big discussions. And mainly, sometimes the specific information isn't as interesting as the difference in the information. So one of the data points that is undefeated, that happens every single time, is that there is a monstrous spread between the highest and the lowest price in a room between professional painters. And it's always an indication of how unprofessional our industry is. And one stat that I share to start a lot of my estimating master's classes is that 85% of all businesses in the United States do not have a metric-based bidding process out there. And that accounts for this massive spread of that. So that massive spread and this piece of data, this aggregated data point that I got from the highest and the lowest prices and the difference between there has actually informed my estimating more than anything else, because we fixate on this perfect price, this theoretical perfect price. And we sometimes fool ourselves into thinking that if I just say the right number, write down the right price, everybody will say yes, I'll be super profitable and everything will go well. And the problem is we're dealing with thousands of irrational consumers, our clients. They don't know what the price should be, right? When they go out and buy a car, that is a price that is anchored out there. They can find it online, they can ask a friend, and it's all very similar. When you ask for paint jobs, the people are all over the place. So people are all over the place. So that's why I don't fixate on a specific dollar and cent amount. It's more of a strategy to get within a price and then to execute your plans very quickly. So anyway, we did the estimating master's class and we did the marketing master's class, and it brought on a really good discussion as well, because the week prior, we're in week 19, week 18 is just previous, we set another record in the company for leads. We got 87 leads in one single week. And I love these data points because it's not so I can go around and brag about this sort of thing. I set it up last year in KC, where I was here at about this time in spring last year, and I said, listen, we're going to start a street team. The economy's changed, the painter economy's changed, and I'm putting a big bet on this marketing and this specific plan of 13 channels, 5 zip codes, stack everything up. Here's my intervals. Here's my theory. It's an experiment. I have no results for you. Nothing is more satisfying to me than coming back to a place with all the people that I presented this theory to and giving them all the data from last year. And what we saw was a great was a great result, which is at cost per lead went down $1 per lead. In 2024 to 2025, we were doing $112 a lead on average, and we went down to $111 a lead. And in this year, in 2026, in 3 of the 18 weeks, 3 of the 19 weeks we've already been in, we've set single week records for amount of leads per week in the history of the company. So this is setting up to be very good. It turns out that there's a lot of validity to the strategy of my marketing. It is not a perfect system, but it is getting results in a time where results are tough to get. So I love doing this because in real time, I'm doing these experiments with marketing and sales. I'm presenting them at my master's class. And if KC has me back even 3 months from now, I'll have another, 12 more weeks of data in there. It's just, I update these master's classes every time. I share them in real time. I got some amazing feedback, questions, and suggestions from people in the audience there. And it was absolutely awesome. It was just great to see this. So Mike Danahy, good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Assis Pintora, bom dia, my friend, for all my Pintors down in Brazil. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so yesterday was really cool too. I poked and prodded to see if people had any hunting permissions for me down in Kansas and Missouri, because flying in, in Minnesota, we always hear about these crazy big deer and the amount of deer and turkeys down in Kansas and Missouri. And then when I was flying in, all I saw were just dabbled farm fields with all these wooded edges and, oh my God, these little rivers and creeks. And I thought, I understand why there's so much wildlife down here. So I made a little press for people to see if we could do some exchange of something there to get some hunting permissions, because you guys know how much I appreciate that. But also, one of the coolest things is we had a partial day of master's class. We didn't opt for the full day. So I had about a 3-hour window between end of classes and my flight. And what I did, I made a proposition to the crowd, is that if anybody out there has a favorite barbecue spot, let's round up a bunch of people. I pay for lunch, give me a ride to the airport, and it's all on me. And they did that. And we got husband and wife team, mother-daughter team, and another young entrepreneur who was just getting started. We all went to a barbecue lunch, spent about an hour or two discussing life and business, and I had some of the best barbecue of my life. And then I got taken to the airport, and it was wonderful. We had deep discussions about everything that we do, the interactions of this. One of the couples was even a flooring contractor that got into painting. And amazing story, deep knowledge of sales, husband and wife team, mother and daughter team, young entrepreneur. It was an amazing time out there, and probably something we should replicate in other areas. So, man, I appreciate all you guys watching this morning. I'm trying to think if there's any other spring updates here. So we have, we have our street team starting at the end of May, which is a high-speed bunch of college kids. We have our deck crews ramping up starting in May and then full force towards end of May. We have about 11 trade partners out there with varying schedules. We have our, 7 or 8 internal W-2 master craftsperson crews out there rocking away. We typically work a 4-day work week, but when guys are a little behind on hours or want to make it up for vacations, they'll work Fridays. So we got a bunch of crews working Fridays. PMs are out there getting things done as needed on a Friday during the ramp-up season. And estimators are doing 65, 70 estimates a week, and they're volunteering to work Fridays to keep the lead time down on estimates as well too. So this is what we plan for. This is the big game, everybody. I think what I got to do is I think I'll ramp this down here. Good update on KC, good update on the spring happenings, rocking and rolling, praying for some good weather here. I'll turn in a 1-page weekly right after this. And then Protege Jack is coming back, and we're going hardcore with some training today. So I appreciate all you guys starting your day with me here. This has been absolutely awesome to do this with you. I like the sunrise series of Ask a Painter, especially on a beautiful Friday where you guys are waking up, you're having some coffee, you're driving to work, or maybe just getting your job site started. And it's fun to share it with you. So you guys got any questions? You put them in the comments as always. I'll get to them. If you got show topic suggestions, pop them in there and I'll get to those as well. Otherwise, great to start the day with you guys and do some great things, make some happy clients, and be decent human beings to one another. So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your Friday.